Episode 12 of the No Limit Sports Podcast. I got myself, Drew, my partner, Key, and none other than Mark Davis with us. Hey, football season kicking off this Friday. I know the Commanders are getting ready for their first preseason game. A lot of details are going to it.
Yeah, no doubt at all. You know, the Patriots going up to New England, their only road preseason game, which is nice for people in our area, right? They can catch some preseason action up in Landover. But going up against the Patriots, and, you know, I mean, what do you guys think about preseason football games, right? I mean, like, you know, do you enjoy watching them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I enjoy watching the players that may get cut. Well, just the players trying to get a chance.
Yeah,
like,
the fight for the spot,
Yes.
right?
Some of the players that like really hasn't like chance to make the roster, but just if they're from the area or something like that, it's good to see them fighting for their chance on the roster. And I think some of them play just as hard as regular season games and after the first quarter, of course, after the starters. But I love having preseason, just seeing football early.
Now, hey, we'll talk about the Commanders here in a second as they get ready to go in New England on Friday night. But can we give a shout out to Maury's own Keandre Lambert-Smith?
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow.
Absolutely.
Hall of Fame game, scoring a touchdown, bursting onto the scene, shouting out Doree McCain and the Commodores on national TV.
Yes.
I mean, what a moment for him in that Hall of Fame game. And what a start. I know it was only an exhibition game, but what a start to his career. I mean, for guys who saw him, in high school, to see him there now, I mean, what a transformation.
Absolutely. It's just another token. I mean, you got so many guys that get outside of the high school realm and get to that next level. And just like none other than Dre, I mean, he's really been a great asset at all levels that he's been on. And we're just so proud of him, seeing him at a young age. I mean, even he was doing this thing right before I came in to join my partner here with Sports Plug. But I mean, even then coming in, I mean, he was really able to set the tone, and it was really fun to be able to come and see him play on Friday nights. And now, I mean, being able to support him from a distance, of course, but on moving into these Sunday nights would be great as well. I mean, it's just a full flip. I mean, that 180 is amazing. It's great to see.
Well, go ahead, Key.
Yeah, this isn't a surprise to me. I already thought he was supposed to be like a top 20 pick.
For sure.
Because like he definitely played with quarterbacks that wasn't the best in college, especially in Penn State. Penn State is not known for passing offense or Auburn. So he kind of had a struggling quarterback in Auburn. Still almost eclipsed a 1,000-yard season last year in the SEC. The SEC is DBU. So so like I really I'm really not surprised by his performance. And then he has Keenan Allen coming in. Mm-hmm. So he's going to definitely take Dre to another level. So I'm just happy to see a guy from around the town, around the city, in our area, showing now is going to get the kids some recent, like I think on the offense, there's not really that many people from our area on offense in the NFL who really is like going to become a star. Like I don't know really any stars right now from our area right now out there. Mm. Yeah, I don't. So yeah,
right.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just happy to see him do this, from being from here.
Yeah, and shining when the lights shine on him the brightest. So really excited to see what he can do in the regular season, no doubt. Now, speaking of stars, somewhere there's some kid looking at his dad and saying, "Hey, Dad, I get to watch Jaden Daniels play football on Friday," but you don't. He's not going to play in the first preseason game. He got a lot of action in today's joint practice, though. We're recording this Wednesday. That's when the joint practice with the Patriots happened. Oh. So he saw a lot of time there today. Well, hey, Dad, at least I can see Marcus Mariota. Can't do that either. Nursing a lower leg strain. He did not make the trip. So we're going to see Josh Johnson and Sam Hartman under center, battling for those starting reps there. And then also another guy that didn't make the trip, Terry McLaurin. Obviously, he's on the PUP list as they get started. He's in camp, nursing an ankle injury and getting back. He was one of 7 Commanders not to make the trip. Let's go ahead and pay this guy anyway, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we got to get him his money so he can get in there. I'm hoping that a deal happens before the first game of the regular season game of the season.
Yeah, we spoke about this maybe about 2 weeks ago, or maybe it's very vital. It's very important that they do so. I think that it's well earned, and it goes from a time of where it's like, are we just willing to pay this out to this person, or the other question of like if it's earned or not. And I think that for the Commanders. Conglomerate for their team, their organization. I mean, he has been a pretty big asset for them here recently. And, again, bringing in another name that just I feel like it'll just be an extra step towards the way they want to be. But, I mean, you still got to take care of that foundation. And that foundation looks like Terry and, Jaden and a few people that, they have that's returning with them this season as well.
Yeah, and they definitely make it quick because, they haven't had full contact since January,
Right.
since the Eagles game. So, they come with soft tissue injuries and things like that if he, not acclimated to getting hit,
Yes.
at practice and
Good point.
maybe a little bit of preseason. So, yeah, they definitely want to get that done quick.
And he seems to be walking okay on the ankle. So, I don't exactly know what the ankle injury officially is, but, or how severe it is. But he seems to be walking okay. And also, people also look at this turning 30 as like the boogeyman for NFL wide receivers. But I think it's important to note that he stayed in college a little bit longer. He's only 7 years in, or about to start his 7th season, maybe. Whereas other guys, who entered the league earlier or left school early might have maybe 10 years on them by this point. So, his body's not as worn as some of the other receivers. So, I think, you keep that in mind too. But it'll be interesting to see when Terry gets back. And I do believe they'll get a deal done. I don't also think Parsons will end up staying in Dallas. I think those guys will be able to stand pat when all is said and done. But it's all negotiating tactics, guys, for money that I'll never be able to understand.
Right. And I think over time, back then, of course, it was athletes. Now, then I think like the athlete numbers that are in the pool of these areas, they've tripled now, right? So, going in, I think at the time it wasn't just so much about me just taking the risk as a GM, but now I think that just across the board, whether we're talking collegiate level or the pro level, is taking a bet, and I don't want to, I guess I'm not really signifying what the difference between the risk and the bet is. While taking that bet is still a risk, but just the money being the main thing. You didn't hear too many stories, at least not publicly, about people not coming to training camp for said reasons. But this boycott era, this demanding era where you stand on business about certain things, whether it's from the quarterback position, and we've seen that in the past few seasons, right? And it's just trickled down. Now we're at wide receivers. Before you know it, we'll be looking at defensive backs demanding, Deion Sanders type of leverage when in this day and age. So, while we just had that about quarterbacks again, just talking to you guys, I'm starting to see that that's going to be a thing that rolls out. So, like the way that this. The whole game of football and the business behind it is positioning itself. The opportunity most definitely is going to be there, but the money is going to be the biggest thing. So it's all about if these teams are willing to take that risk, make that bet, for the next years to come. I don't think it's so much about him turning 30, but like literally where he's at and what he can do at the age of 30, I think is really important. So
and what he has done too.
And what he has done.
And your quarterback your comment is a perfect transition. But first, shameless plug, Commanders Countdown, Friday, August 8th, 7 p.m. on WTKR, 30-minute special getting you ready for that first Patriots-Commanders game and the season. We're talking Jalen Holmes, we're talking Darryl Tapp, we're talking Bobby Price, NSU and Virginia Beach guy, local all the way up to, hey, what's the latest with Terry and everything like that. So hope you guys will tune in. But closer to home, we were talking off camera when you first got here, and very intriguing question.
Absolutely. So, we just started out this thing where we, featured a few athletes. Maybe they might have been, straight out of high school or just not at the collegiate level or not in, the sport anymore, maybe just hanging around it. But whatever that looks like, we love to leave open conversation. Of course, our team here at Sports Plug, we do a lot of takes. You'll see those on our page where we're doing predictions of different districts, things of that nature. But this one in particular, we like to leave it open for our, our followers, our supporters, just to see what that looks like. And then again, is to not only give that opinion, that opportunity for opinion for our followers, but to also still kind of just bring up the names. Although I know the names I'm about to share right now really doesn't need that. It's just really good to make sure that even across the world, which their name is being noticed and whatnot, that we're doing it here at home as well. So I thought it was really cool. It's a conversation that comes up a lot. People know start, bench, cut, that cool
Start,
thing.
bench, cut.
Start, bench, and cut. So like out of these 3 players, if I give you 3 players, it might be a tough decision. Of course, they usually have.
Often a tough decision.
Yeah, they're often a tough decision. They usually have things in common, whether it was position, the time they played, or just how they affected the game, whatever that looks like. And for you, you base it off of his, state championships, if you like the camaraderie of the team or just like the culture of what it was, what's important to you, that'll kind of shape out, which guy for you was your 757 number 1 legend, if that makes sense. So this big one, we were talking about just within our group, and then you just hear it growing up, this comparison this comparison. The start bench cut that we went, and I think we just posted about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're going to put it up on the screen right now so you guys can check it out.
Definitely check that out. And, give us feedback. We definitely want to know. But this one is off of Ronald Curry, Michael Vick, and Allen Iverson. While they all played the same position in high school, fairly around the same time frame, two of them being state champions, one not falling no shorter than what he did at the next level and the impact that he's made at the high school level as well. I think that it's a lot to talk about when we say, all right, who's number one, who's number two, and who's number three. And for me, after so many conversations, I've realized, after, collecting so much data, I'll ask, why this person may have put number one, number two, in this specific form. And they'll be like, like I said at first, state championships is important, man. This guy's got 3 of them. Or this guy's seen the national stage.
Right.
Or this guy may have ended up at UNC or Georgetown.
Right.
Or this guy didn't even go that far with football. He chose basketball. All these things that go into it. It's like it can go either way. It's like a triple-edged, double-edged sword in a sense. So, I just wanted to kind of get you guys' take on that.
Game.
And then, of course, share with our viewers as well. So, again, Ronald Curry, Michael Vick, Allen Iverson. This is Hampton, Warwick, and Bethel, all in the same house
All
right here,
Peninsula,
right?
baby.
All Peninsula.
Yep.
Shout out to the PD as well. So, Mark.
You want me to go first?
Absolutely.
All right. So when you first showed me, and granted, you guys probably noticed, it was all in high school jerseys, high school uniforms, everything like that. But my mind immediately went to, all right, I know where they all ended up in the game of football. Right?
Yes,
absolutely. So I'm using hindsight, So the question becomes, and you brought it up there, am I comparing them in high school, or am I comparing them career-wise where they ended up now that their professional careers, playing careers, are on the rearview mirror? So I went there and I said, well, if I'm thinking like that, I probably start Vick because he ended up as a number 1 overall draft pick and did some big things in the NFL. Bench Curry because he was, he was an excellent football player in high school. Now he's a coach. And then I would cut Iverson because he ended up not playing football at all.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where my thought process went, with hindsight being 2020. Okay. High school wise, now that could be you could shake them up and have a totally different order, right?
Right.
Because now, wouldn't I be crazy not to start high school Ronald Curry, who was National Player of the Year? And was he National Player of the Year?
Yes.
And
yes.
If he wasn't, he at least led Hampton to the national championships.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd be nuts not to start
for
him,
sure.
Right?
That's your opinion.
Well, yeah, but
right.
so I guess it depends how you look at it. But my first instinct when you showed me that is I just answered, oh well, Vick was this as a pro. Iverson didn't even play football, and Vick had a better playing career than Curry did in the NFL. So that's how I spit out my answers.
Okay.
But like you said, if you want to base it on high school, it's different. So I'll stop.
My answer with the start bench cut, I base it off high school. It wouldn't be fair, because of AI's
of course
career. So to go even further than that. I think I'll definitely start Ronald Curry. He had the most decorated high school career, maybe all of high school
ever. Right.
Yeah, like I said, right here, over 8,000 passing yards, so a VHSL state record at the time, and he got three championships, one national championship.
Yes.
So yeah, there's him like this. I think that's unanimous. Like he's number 1 of all time in every high school.
Okay.
So number 2, I'll go with Michael Vick just because he was at Warwick. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. The talent that was around him also.
Sure.
Not trying to say Ronald Curry. He was great no matter where he would have been, but
the supporting cast.
The supporting cast was insane. And so, if you got to put, you put Vick in right there, and then put maybe AI right there. I do think, be basing off that, I have Ronald Curry, then bench Vick, cut AI. So that's my answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
okay.
You posed the question.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
It's your turn to answer
absolutely.
The
and honestly, mine is like Keys, but Ronald Curry is second to none right now. Once you get even close to being named like the number 1 high school player in the nation, and you were already out of high school a few years, and they still, I mean, you gotta notice that one. I mean, packing out Darlin, I mean, he used to do this stuff single-handedly. Again, and it had nothing to do with, football, but I mean, brought the McDonald's All-Star game, All-American. I mean, all the things that went into it. Just being at Hampton, I know a little bit more about the background of when Curry was there, so it's not necessarily biased, but I just have a little bit more of a supporting factor in why I picked him. But I mean, people know Mike Smith. I mean, a king crab, right? He ran a tight camp. He had everything. He was pretty certain about most of the things he did. Everybody just knows Curry for being the first quarterback, the first guy to call his own play under the leadership. I mean, that's and just knowing Smith and how it went and him being okay with that and seeing how far that they went in that time frame. I mean, that leadership had to be second to none. I mean, and things like that. So I look at all of those things in between. Like you said, 3 state titles and the national one. I mean, you can't beat it. So I definitely put Curry there. This one is a little bit of a mix-up as, like I said, I really love Vick's upbringing, and I mean, like, he really set it off once becoming a Hokie and changing the dynamic over there, that culture, right? And while Allen Iverson did his thing at Bethel as well, and in 1992, if I'm not mistaken, he won the state title as well. So I mean, he really had a big footprint in the football world as well. So I mean, you can't look over that. It seems like where I'm going with this was shaped it like I'm prioritizing, their achievements, the accolades that came with it. But I would say, again, I think I stand true to the respect of, Vick became who he became behind this game. I can't look past that. And that's why I told you guys I didn't want to just base it off of high school. I didn't want to just base it off of, what did that look like for you all together?
Yeah, your own interpretation.
You know what I'm saying? So, lo and behold, I don't want to be too long-winded. I'm definitely going to go Vick. And then just like him, Iverson again as well. Okay. And I don't want to cut any of them, but obviously one has to go, so that would be Iverson.
And AI, rest assured, if we're talking basketball between these 3 athletes, you would definitely be the
star.
Man.
Yeah, you know what? Right? We'll just start you.
Well, and interesting because, we did a Hampton football preview for this year earlier this week. And, just based on that, I've been in Hampton Roads for about 4 years now. So, I only know the history from reading up on it, but I started to dive a little bit more into the history of Hampton. And man, reading about I was talking about Marcus Chapman, this year's quarterback.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
And going back and looking at the history of quarterbacks, obviously Curry is top, and then Marcus Higgins, Tyrod Taylor, guys like that.
Come on.
But seeing Curry and all those accolades and all those things that they did there when he was there, holy cow! I mean, what Hampton has a record 17 state titles, I think, in football. I think it's 17.
I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, 18.
Oh, okay.
18 and 2 nationals.
Okay.
Correct me. Yeah, I think we're at 18 and 2 nationals.
High teens.
And I think Tyrod was 2005. Tyrod was number 18, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, and just to see it, Coach Smith and Mitchell, they both got these boxes, and you would have thought they were just buying them out of getting them out of gumball machine or something. But it looks the ring's a thing.
Yeah, it's like Darnell Dozier in
absolutely
women's basketball, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, check out the Start Bench Cut on the Sports Plug Instagram page.
Yeah,
you guys do quite a bit of them.
Oh,
sure. And comment away. And like these guys are good at they welcome your feedback. So definitely go ahead and do that. We have about. I'm trying to think here. August 28th is first for the first high school game. So we have about 3 weeks coming.
Exciting.
And we got a lot to talk about there. We're going to pick all that up next week. But, check out the Sports Plug website. Check out our website, too, as we preview all these teams. You guys are getting to some camps. I know we're getting to some camps. And, we got a lot to talk about, and it's going to be an exciting season. Absolutely. And,
again, it's so exciting. It's so exciting. I mean, again, it does feel like we just got off of it.
Yeah, right.
But here we are right back around the corner, and we're talking about, Friday is preseason. We're going to be watching some football on TV, and you said later on this month, it's right there. But we've never been more ready. No. We've never been more ready. So it's a lot of questions to be answered, a lot of excitement, a lot of things rolling into it. Man, I'm excited.
Yeah, no doubt at all. So we're going to break down some more teams, some more players coming up here in the following weeks. But enjoy the Commanders football, enjoy preseason, and can't wait to see you guys next week. Key, Drew, Mark, see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.